Get your tickets, okay? And you'll pay extra premium for a chance to meet up with Trump, I'm sure, to celebrate Trump's return to the White House in just 12 days. Yep, we're counting it down for you. A far-right publishing house decided to throw a Coronation Ball to kick off the next 4 years. The group, Passage Press, will throw the event at D.C.'s Watergate Hotel. It'll happen on January 19th, the eve of the inauguration. The event was announced on Monday, January 6th, which is rather ironic. Celebrate the inauguration of Donald John Trump. Be there as NRX is introduced to the MAGA brain trust. Be there as MAGA meets the tech right. And there's complete with a link. We're not going to have it linked, I don't think, on TYT, but you'll be able to find it if you're inclined and you're interested in that. According to HuffPost, NRX stands for neo-reactionary. It's used as a shorthand for the Dark Enlightenment, a far-right movement whose adherents are often as explicit in their distaste for democracy as they are in their reverence for fascism and monarchism. So they really want this to go back to, well, before the founding of America, right? Because they fled to be free and worship freely and have a democracy. And now there's this. And there's a lot of people who want to go back to a life they never knew, so to speak. Isn't much known about the event according to the invite page, just the basics like the date, time, bare bone details of the function, along with the price of tickets. And here's what I'm talking about, $875 for a reception pass, just a pass for the reception. That includes an invite to a general reception, past hors d'oeuvres. So listen, anytime they say past hors d'oeuvres, you're going to eat before you go. You will not get full off of this menu because there's going to be like 2 or 3 meatballs on a plate, and all of the servers, and there aren't going to be many of them, are going to pretend that somebody just grabbed all the meatballs, and that's all they left the kitchen with. I'm just telling you, that's how it works. Drinks. Live entertainment, the drinks will be watered down, I assure you that. $5,000 for a VIP pass, which includes an intimate cocktail hour and seated dinner. Table seating for the run of show, as well as an invitation to the reception to follow. I mean, who's going to be at dinner? And what about a seating chart? You know, who do I get to sit next to? Who can I influence? All that matters. For $5,000, you got to tell me something. Short on details. Last year, Jason Wilson with The Guardian exposed the head of the organization, Jonathan Kepperman, or LOM3Z, who under that pseudonym on X would hit an anti-racist protesters, hit at them, the LGBTQ plus community, and journalists too. Under his lead, Passage Press has reprinted out of print or public domain books by historical fascist and reactionary writers. One of the Passage Press biggest authors is Dark Enlightenment figurehead Curtis Yarvin, former Silicon Valley programmer, blogged for years under the pen name Mencius Moldbug, before emerging as a kind of a court philosopher for reactionary tech billionaires and prominent MAGA movers and shakers, including Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. He'll be spiffy for the inauguration. Yarvin has advocated for a national CEO, or what's called a dictator, to be in charge of America. He is scheduled to attend the Coronation Ball, according to a post from Passage Press, as are Jack Posobiec, Mike Cernovich, Christopher Rufo, Steve Bannon, Anna Kachyan, and Dasha Nekrasova. HuffPost with the details there, the guest list, all of which are either fellow alt-right talking heads, conspiracy theorists, or conservative think tank fellows. So if you're inclined to this kind of crowd and you want to exert more influence, perhaps get in even better, is this a good opportunity for people like that to do so, JR?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of layers to this. First off, the Watergate Hotel thing, right? Cute, right? You know, let's see if we can trigger some people. It's about time that we stop. I think fewer people are actually, especially after this election. No one's triggered anymore by the same things that they expect people to be triggered by. Who cares? You're doing it at the Watergate Hotel, so you can think, oh, cry more liberals. So who cares? But the point then is to then also distract the people that want to go, hey, liberals cry. And while they're pointing, Donald Trump and them are reaching around to your back pocket and picking it. So as you're the suckers, again, to continue to feel like you just won something. Many people who voted for this guy voted for him under the mindset of, I can't wait to stick it to those people that I don't like. And as you can, this is why there's so much anger still from so many folks who think they just won this election. Why are you still mad? Yo, if my favorite president of all time, my favorite candidate that I thought was a god had won, you can't take the smile off my face. You can't get me to have any fights with you. I'd be like, yes, I just can't wait. I have nothing else to say because it's about to be glorious. Why are they still so angry?
Yeah.
Because the anger is the point. So this is just more feeding them of saying you just won something based off your anger. Hopefully they can try and profile more people that they hated that's still angry so they can wag their fingers at them more. In the meantime, you got someone who's talking about taking away more rights, who's blatantly talking, who have leadership and people behind us that are open fascists, who openly want a dictator. And somehow you think you're still winning. Again, your pockets are getting picked while you're laughing and pointing. And again, at what point can we not call them fascists? I didn't. They're calling themselves fascists. It's open. It's right in front of you. So the frustration is not based in me being so upset. It's based in seeing how you're helping them steal from you.
Yeah.
I see it. And I guess I'll reclaim the stupid term that they made into something else that it wasn't. I'm awake. Woke is not what Ron DeSantis told you it was. It's people realizing when a con man is stealing from you.
Yeah.
And trying to take your rights away.
Then the ticket prices. I mean, you do agree with me, but there won't be many meatballs or pigs in a blanket for anyone to enjoy. The drinks will be watered down. I mean, this whole thing, it's a grift. And yes, while they're doing all of this and saying the quiet part out loud, and you're cheering them on, you're not going to be able to make ends meet if you can. Now, there's so many people who can.
Sharon,
yeah.
How many of the folks that went to his rallies can afford $875 tickets or $5,000 for the intimate setting? None of them.
Nah, it's true. Good point. Is an event like this shocking? Of course not. Hell no. There were multiple alt-right events held following Trump's last win. We'll remind you, November 2016, the city hosted a conference held by the now defunct National Policy Institute, the fascist organization helmed by suit-and-tie neo-Nazi Richard Spencer. Spencer finished his speech by declaring, "Hail victory!" English translation of the Nazi cry. Okay. Hail Trump, too. I mean, it's not original. It's meant to tweak, irk, poke, and just be disgusting. There's also the deplorable, thank Hillary for that, on the eve of Trump's first inauguration, which also had Proud Boys, white nationalists, and other conspiracy theorists in attendance. Now, I predict, JR, the Proud Boys, they'll be less in attendance this time because so many of them are locked up. And it won't be until the next day when Donald Trump can hopefully get them out of there if you believe that they were just trying to protect democracy and stop this steal.
I can't even say I believe that he's going to follow through on these promises about releasing the J6ers. Man, it was such... I guess maybe I should say, I hope it is the con that it looks like it is. Because again, he used you. He used you. Do you think he's gonna blanket pardon for every January 6er? Every one of them. It's gonna be over. You go to your rallies, you go to your more things talking about Ashley Babbitt. He answers questions about these folks to dodge what he's actually talking about, what he wants to do. Bro, it's gonna continue to be disappointment after disappointment, and they'll keep taking it. I don't know. We'll see.